Welcome back to more Wings of Liberty campaign. Last time we picked up the Missile Man, one of the best units in the Terran army, until the missile mine and the missile truck comes along. But those units are just plain old overpowered. I'm talking about units that aren't overpowered. Actual good units. Therefore the Missile Man is pretty damn good actually. It's like a Terran Dragoon. Now at this point we have two choices. Agria and Redstone. Redstone gives you the Reaper and Agria gives you the Firebat. Both units are not something that I use. Cycle through available missions. Oh, you can just cycle through them. You learn something every day. I thought you could go back to your selection from previous missions. Now, Agria is part of a quest line that has very low requirements. They tend to take a while, but they have very low requirements. Like for the first one, it's a paced mission where you can't really do it any faster, and the pace of it means that you can sort of take your time, and it's a rather easy mission, even on brutal. The next one is also paced in that you can only attack during the day and you defend at the night. You can attack at night, it's not really worth it. So, like all of these missions are paced and relatively easy, so they are a good source of global credits. Redstone, on the other hand, is what can I say about that? It kills your processor because tile set. So I'm gonna go for Agria first because I want to pick up the medic heal for Redstone. The medic heal will be more important here than here because on Agria we have all the time in the world to build up the medics we need.
Any ship receiving this transmission. The Zerg are invading Agria. The Dominion abandoned us here. We're just a small farming colony. We've got to evacuate before we're overrun. If you can hear this message, please help us.
Incoming transmission.
Thank you so much for responding to our distress call, Commander. I'm Dr. Ariel Hansen, and I represent the people of the Agria colony.
Pleasure to meet you, Doc. You can call me Jim. What's the situation?
The Zerg have overwhelmed our planetary defenses. The colony is lost. For the past 12 hours, we've been evacuating people to the nearest starport, but the Zerg attacks have become so intense, we can't get any more through. If you can guard the highway, we can start sending the remaining groups every few minutes.
Don't worry, Doc. We'll get your folks through to that starport safe and sound.
I pray you're right, Commander. The Zerg are more terrible than I ever imagined.
I love how they fixed the bad graphics immediately. If you remember at the mission briefing, the mission briefing before I started the mission, the transmission was all like the video was all scratchy and stuff. And then as soon as I started the mission, everything was fixed and the graphics was perfect.
Fueled up.
I'm not talking about the game graphics, I'm talking about like
Let's do.
I got us some Firebats.
you know what I mean.
These suckers have flamethrowers that'll roast the Zerg good.
Victory.
So now let's talk a little bit about Firebats. In Brood War they were okay.
Attacked.
I'm just collecting the minerals here because the minerals are good. Now, these Firebats are actually really bad. You can see the difference from the Brood War ones is that these things take forever to get ready. You can see they point for a while before they start attacking, and also they're just bad. Like you can see the flame attack is rather slow, so the DPS is lower than the Brood War equivalent, and also the fact that they point a while before they start shooting just makes them a bad unit. Other than the Firebats that are given to me, I will not be creating any Firebats. That's my personal
Thank
preference.
goodness you're here.
Same
I'll
thing with
give
the
you control of
mercenaries.
the main building so you can help us evacuate the colony.
It's nice that they gave us some stuff, but I don't really need that. And it seems like the dialogue has once again screwed up my my thing. Oh, there's minerals here. I seem to remember there are minerals here. So let's go ahead and pick that up. I'm going to be going with the mobile army approach. I don't know anyone that tries to defend the choke points. I mean, splitting up your DPS is never a good idea.
Building bunkers to defend the roads.
And also that approach
The
allows you to get a
military
little bit
abandoned them
of
when the Zerg attacked.
additional
They didn't
resource
give a
at the
damn
beginning.
about the colony.
Sorry to hear that, Tom. At least these bunkers are in a good spot. I'll see if we can't get them manned. We'll need to escort the convoys all the way to the main starport for them to have a chance of escaping this planet.
The first convoy from Lark's Crossing will be moving out soon.
Moving out soon means moving out not now. That's good. I'm not ready for that yet. I think that's all I'm willing to pick up.
Let's do this.
Getting a little bit low on the resources. Or I should pick up this gas as well. Gas is always good. I'll get +1 attack first. What? You didn't give me an engineering bay? You cheap... This is a point where I award you a rank of cheap for not giving me an engineering bay. Both in that you're cheap and you didn't give me an engineering bay, and also that I'm not satisfied. Okay, +1 attack first because medic can heal.
This better be good. Go, go, go!
Now I'll be going for our reactors mostly because we have production of medics without the tech lab. So the tech lab is really only for the other thing. For the missile man that's going to tank for us.
Not enough minerals.
First one is rather easy. Sort of got through without any trouble. Okay, we're at 29 out of 35.
Not enough minerals.
Just gotta babysit this.
Convoys in danger. Get 'em, boys. Gangway.
I don't know if I talked about this before, but the missile man cannot stim, so they're not the damage dealers of wings or of the wings ladder that you know so well. Missile man trashes Protoss. Protoss players knows to hate them. 35 supply. That means we need a little bit more. I think I'll even ditch the Firebats from the primary attack group. Good thing about this mission is that the Zerg do not attack you.
Additional supply depot.
The doctor is in.
This mission is rather heavy in terms of the requirements for supply.
How can we be expected to guard the whole thing?
I reckon we can use a mobile force to keep it clear, or build more bunkers to block the approaches. Either way should work.
Roger that.
It's a good thing that one didn't
The
screw
next
up the audio.
convoy is almost ready to go, Commander. Please alert your men.
Man, I got things to do. Whoops, lost that. She did say almost, so we don't have to be there right away. We picked up that secondary objective, and the third one is back here. It's kind of hard to get to.
Where does it hurt?
We should be able to get out the 5 Marines that we need, or that we would like, before the end of before this thing moves out.
By the numbers, boy.
So far the medic count is looking great.
Get to the starport. Move
I'll start making the missile man, and potentially more medics.
Not enough minerals.
Our +1 armor is on the way, so we will have that shortly. I got 2 guys on gas. Now the thing is, we don't need gas as much as the previous mission because the gas itself is we're not making missile man in here. We're just making guys with guns, so we don't need that much gas. And the Zerg died too fast for me to check out their upgrades. They got no air upgrades, I know that much. 0-0, wow. It makes me wonder if I'm actually playing on the correct difficulty. If I remember correctly, the Zerg always out-upgrades you. Or the computer always out-upgrades you in Brutal.
You gonna give me orders?
Get out of here, Overlord.
Gangway.
So that should be the end of the SCV needs.
The doctor is in.
I feel like I shouldn't be trying to stim every single unit. It's draining the medic energy way too much.
Roger that.
I think I'll actually pick up the... No,
Let's rock.
no, the Zerg is attacking you. They're not attacking the convoy. The convoy is safe over there.
By the numbers.
I think I'll actually pick up... No, I'll pick it up now.
Upgrade complete.
75, 75. So we will be needing more of the depots.
Not enough minerals.
The supply depot.
Say the word, baby.
The doctor is in.
Now, if you do move further, then there are these resource pallets, but there's also a baneling. And coming here and coming back here takes up a lot of time, so not gonna do that.
Another convoy will be heading out soon.
Bad news?
I think we're good in depots right now. All upgrades are done.
Not
If I'm not playing on Brutal, I might try to attack a base, but on Brutal they have,
minerals.
well, Ultralisks. And Ultralisks do not like bio. Actually, on Wings they're fine. It's just I don't want that fucking mess to clean up.
Not enough minerals.
I am starting to mix in a little bit of Missile Man here and there. And in terms of army size, that's looking good. We got 7 patches as opposed to 8. So really no more point in making Skiboos. Actually, you know what? We'll make a few. We'll make a few more. I mean, this thing is mechanical, so you can repair it. You can put a band-aid on it in the same way that you can put a band-aid on Protoss units. Sir, how does this Protoss big tall thing work? We don't fucking know. So how are you fixing it? Well, we put a band-aid on it. It's like coding. Put a band-aid on it, and it fixes everything.
Not enough minerals.
I don't even need to do drugs anymore. The Zergs have not gotten through. I feel like these guys have the same Bob, I guess, disease. Oh shit, that's a retard magnet. Yep, definitely a retard magnet. It's like the same thing with the Bob disease. We cannot hold, but there's 10 of you and 1 Zergling. What the hell are you talking about? We cannot hold. It's like they want to go to the bathroom or something. I also love the extensive use of Burrow in the campaign. Burrow is just such a worthless ability. Like, its only use is to, I guess, help your infestors. Maybe do some, like, cute plays with banelings.
Time's a waste.
Maybe a BM to GM topic.
What's going on?
Baneling, burrowed banelings. But I feel like there's no guaranteed, like, anything that banelings give.
Been waiting on you.
Or, not baneling, sorry, burrow. Like, burrow does not have any good amount of, like, solid, I get burrow and this is better for me.
I can't give you an exact fix, but they're heading your way.
This one should just keep making Missile Man.
We have another convoy ready to be escorted, Commander.
You know, it's at a time like this that I ask myself, how exactly are we going to fit 111 supplies worth of units into Hyperion? I mean, we can ditch all the equipment. We're gonna have to fly to barracks and, like, stuff it in somehow. But how are we going to fit all these guys in? Are we just gonna leave them here to die? I mean, they could hold their own against Zerg. They would have an upgrade advantage. But it doesn't seem like a very, you know, nice thing to do.
With the gear.
Oh, it's on. Don't leave me.
Everyone's here. Let's go.
Been waiting on you. Aye, aye, sir. Orders received.
I think our Missile Man count is looking good, so we won't be making any more of those. I mean, yes, they do help against roaches, but with the inability to stim and the guys with guns' ability to stim, I feel like we just don't need them. Like, the guys with guns will be dealing more damage than the Missile Man in the normal game. And the Missile Man really only excels at destroying armored units, and without the stim, they sort of lost that edge.
convoy's in danger. Get 'em, boys. Wait, coming.
Now there's the Garbalists. There's an empty egg sack. Get rid of the Roaches. Get rid of the Roaches.
The colonists are hurting. We gotta save them.
You're dead! Why are you still talking?
Waiting on you.
It's like the last thing they said was, "Ugh, the colonists are hurting." Like, I don't give a shit about the colonists. Probably more guys with guns died than colonists are trying to save. Which is kind of weird, because guys with guns probably mean more than colonists. If you take a colonist and hand them a gun and some training, you probably get a guy with a gun. Oh, great, Banelings. Oh, we lost units. I wonder how many units we're gonna lose in total. Now, on the lower difficulty settings, I do like to take my time and beat down one of the bases on hard. Normal, I could potentially take both down. Brutal, I just don't feel like it. Again, like I said, there's Ultralisks there. And normal, there's one in each base, I think. On Brutal, there's a lot of things. Well, there's the creep spread. We can go clean that up. There's no Ultralisks here.
Picking up seismic disturbances closing in on your position. I think it's some kind of tunneling, Zerg.
Wonderful. It's just like him to keep things nice and interesting.
We're almost done, Commander. Another convoy will be starting out soon.
Don't ya just love how the Zerg advances so quickly while you're in the mission, but while we're on Monolith getting the missile man, nothing happened. If you wait until the last second to do this, after you get battle cruisers, they still start like that. They don't get any better. It's kind of weird. The world waits for you to do whatever you're doing before, doing whatever it's doing. It's nice.
The doctor is in.
I also love how medics and guys with guns have the same build time. Mineral patches are disappearing, so we can bring more Skivas.
Is the road safe up ahead? Guess we'll find out.
Now, if I lose more than 50 units, then I'll be really pissed off. Because we saved 50 units. And if we lose more than 50, that we spent minerals training. Minerals, time, and effort training. For these guys without training, these are also guys, they're guys with guns, but they're still guys. I don't see why we want to trade a guy with a gun for a guy without a gun. Oh, great, Nidosworms. Oh, great, Nidosworms spewing out Banelings. Okay, you guys are the anti-Nidosworm squad. Go kick his ass.
Some body bags.
I feel like they're never going to leave us alone if we don't kill them. Worm? I think there's a worm that pops up here. Yep, the worm popped up and died. Fortunately, it didn't kill all our units like the cutscene. That would have been depressing. Oh, another worm, kick his ass.
They're attacking the convoy. Let's rock.
Come on, guys, you gotta protect the other side too. Everyone stim this time, because these guys need to run there fast and the other one needs to shoot fast.
I'm on it.
Now, the bigger problem here, fitting 145 supply into the Hyperion. Jim's not going to be happy about this. I mean, we could ditch the Firebats. I don't want to ditch the workers. I don't want to ditch this army either. I mean, this army by itself is probably capable of clearing most Wings missions.
Armed and ready.
That's the last of them. Go. Lift off now.
Not you.
We've lost the colony, but my people got out alive thanks to you, Commander.
Well, at least we were quick about that. At least we were quick about that. We picked up the units before the cutscene started. Somehow. Colonists lost 0. Units lost 4. So we've exchanged 4 units for 50. I think that's worth it.
Great job, sir. Dr. Hansen's offered to stay on with us for now, and I think her skills will be invaluable.
It's hard to believe I'm even here.
Great to have you, Doc. How you planning on pitching in?
Well, your medical facilities are medieval, and your science expertise is non-existent. Perhaps I could start there.
Ouch. Well, I guess you might be able to teach Stedman a thing or two. Welcome aboard, Doc.
You know, before we do anything else, I want to check the mission archives.
Stedman says he's got the lab up and running. You should go down there and check it out.
I should.
Sir, Stedman says he's on the verge of a breakthrough in the lab. You should go talk to him.
I should. But first of all, I want to check if I did the last mission in the correct difficulty. Brutal, yes. Although I don't understand why the opponent didn't upgrade correctly.
I've heard a lot about you, Commander. The Dominion always portrayed you as a criminal, terrorist. There's more to you than it seems.
Well, with the Dominion being what it is, someone's got to stand up for the little guy. It sure ain't gonna be Minsk.
Doesn't seem like the Emperor cares at all. My people from Agria and displaced populations from across the sector have all fled to a refugee staging area on Meinhof. There are reports of violence and disease spreading throughout the camps, but the Emperor's done nothing.
I'll look into it, Doc. It sure felt good rescuing those folks. But there's millions more out there that need help, too.
We can't be everywhere at once, sir. The important thing is that we set an example and gave them hope. Every time we help folks in need, it's another step on the road to a better future.
I know, Matt. But it's been 4 years and we're still no closer to bringing Minsk down. Now with the Zerg back in the mix, your better future needs to hurry up and get here, or there's gonna be no one left to see it.
Well, we saved 50 colonists. 50 colonists. And Jim's not pissed off about the 150 supply that we brought aboard the Hyperion, so I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
You meet Dr. Hansen yet?
Sure did. I asked that sweet thing if she'd like to give me a physical. No harm in asking, right? I think she's got her eye on some pansy ass, though.
Yeah? Who might that be?
Oh, I don't know. Some white knight kind of guy came charging down to save a colony, maybe. Damn, Jimmy. You never could read the ladies.
Donnie Vermillion, UNN. We've got Kate Lockwell on remote feed from Agria, a fringe colony. Are you there, Kate? Okay, we seem to be having a sound problem with... I'm being told Emperor Mangsk is going to address us directly. Let's take you to his announcement, already in progress.
My finest military minds are being brought to bear, and it's my pleasure to announce that they'll soon be led by the hero of Taurus himself, General Horace Warfield.
Warfield? I thought he retired years ago.
With General Warfield at the helm, and our finely honed Dominion military under his command, I have every confidence that this new Zerg threat will be contained very soon.
There you have it, viewers. With Warfield in command, the Zerg swarm will be defeated in no time. Up next, Raynor ups his campaign of terror just as the Zerg reappear. Coincidence? You decide after these messages.
Well, we did sort of attack before the Zerg attacked. Just like to make that note. I know, get to the lab. I'll get to the lab. The lab is important, I know. Garbage. Firebats are garbage. Go read that, pause the video, yes. Now, we do have a little bit more resources, so I'm going to pick up the medic upgrade ability, or the medic healing thing. And now we should be too poor to afford anything. Just what I don't like that. I'd rather have these. I don't like the fact that we're out of money. Like, I did make the right choice here.
Commander, the alien artifact is all secure in the lab, sir. You know, seeing it got me to thinking about my special projects.
Whoa, slow down, Stetman. What do you mean, projects? You doing some kind of research down here?
Yeah, well, you know, not yet, sir. I still need some additional specimens to get things going. Once I get those, we can make some big improvements to our weapon systems and tactics.
Well, I'm all for that. What do you need?
All kinds of things. I've entered the details into our database. If you run into something on a mission that we need, you'll be notified automatically.
Just try not to blow up the ship, okay, Stetman?
Blowing up the Hyperion is actually no easy task. If you ever played the custom game with all the campaign game units, you know that Hyperion is heroic. It takes the same damage reduction as Kerrigan in the final mission, has 2,000 health, and outdamages an entire Protoss army.
Oh, Commander. I've been giving these artifacts some thought. Oh, don't worry. I know what you're going to say. I haven't been running diagnostics on them or anything. Well, at least not directly, at any rate.
Just spit it out, son.
Well, sir, when the second piece was added, the ambient containment field spiked drastically. I know. If we add any more pieces, we'll need to draw even more power from the ship's fusion core to maintain the field.
So holding these things is dangerous and expensive. Well, the sooner we get them off my ship, the better.
These Zerg tank and Protoss tank, every time you get enough for another upgrade on the console here, they'll have a different log entry. So I'll just read them. Pause the video. Yeah. Now, these are the upgradey things, and these are basically the only choices you make in the campaign. I guess the ones that you can't go back on. And I have my own set of upgrades, and I'm just gonna tell you about my opinion on why I pick which one I picked whenever I get them. So the first one I got is a Zerg one. The Protoss one we picked up 4 on Monolith. This one is actually interesting because we picked up 3 and it says we have 6. So we must have started with 3 somehow. Maybe it's just like, oh, Marsara, that defend Zerg mission, you just get 3 for shits and giggles. But we have 6 and we only picked up 3 in the previous mission. It's just an interesting note there. Now, for the first upgrade, your Shrieker turrets and your bunker health. Bunkers are defensive structures, so I prefer bunker health over the turret. So I'm going to get that. The turret itself doesn't add too much in terms of DPS. I think it adds like anywhere between 1 to 2 guy with a gun. And it's basically very, very minimal. I mean, sure, like its advertising, you can use them to have unmanned base defense without sending supply, but the damage output of these makes them worthless on Brutal or any of the harder difficulties, and also their damage per area is very, very low. If you think about why Marine Marauder beats down a Protoss army so fast, it's because the Stalker unit model is so large. It's not because like Stalkers are bad. I mean, okay, Stalkers are bad, but part of the reason is because the space that the Stalker takes up is about like 3 guys with guns and like 2 missile men. So that's one of the reasons why these Stalkers suck, and that's one of the reasons why these turrets suck. At least for the advertised reason of giving unmanned base defense. And with that, there is nothing else to do on the ship, so I guess on to the next mission.